Hi everybody and welcome to this video. Now I'll keep it quite short and sweet in terms of the premise, and the premise is this. I had a pair of shoes that I absolutely loved running in. They were called the Hoka ATR Challenger 5. Now if you know about that Challenger range, you'll be aware they're now on to the Challenger 7, a shoe that I've not actually run in at this point. However, the Challenger 5 was my favourite shoe of all time. I absolutely loved it. Had a lot of success with the shoe, felt very comfortable. Did a couple of races in the shoe as well, and it just made me feel good. I think when you feel good as a person, you feel good as a runner in the shoe choice or the kit choice that you're wearing, it does improve your performance. I think it's psychological, of course, but ultimately it was a shoe that I really loved. So what happened was I recorded a video on my channel, and I'll do a little screenshot here to show you how many views that video's had. Now, what happened was after filming that video, I started to realise the shoe was becoming very, very difficult to find, especially in my size. This is in fact the shoe here. So I reckon at this point I've got about 2,000 kilometres. It's still an absolutely phenomenal shoe. I use it regularly for walking, and you can see here that in terms of the kind of the wear, it's still pretty good. A really, really good shoe. I put the shoe as popularity and selling out in some respects down to my video. I think that's a slightly arrogant way of looking at it, but just funnily enough, after that video I found it impossible, literally impossible to find a shoe. I contacted Hoka, I contacted many shoe shops around the country at the time, and I could not find it. So I spent the last 18 months or so looking for the shoe, waiting for it to pop up on, I don't know, any kind of like selling platform. And then by complete chance and luck and everything, stars aligning, I woke up at 2 in the morning, and there was a notification on my phone that came up 11 minutes earlier to say that this a new shoe had been listed. Now typically when I get a notification, I go on there and I see that the shoe is used, I see that the shoe is the wrong size. Typically it's just the wrong size. This shoe is definitely possible to get hold of, just not in my size, because I'm 10.5, and that causes the complications. Loads of 9.5s about, quite a few 11s, but 10.5, no, not so much. But the reason why I was looking for this shoe again is because I actually had a second pair, which this pair here, which don't have as much mileage in them, probably about, I don't know, still about 400 kilometres. But I stopped using them because I figure that they were going to be the only pair I could really ever run again if I couldn't get hold of another pair. So I kept hold of those and kept them in the best condition I possibly could. Anyway, long story cut short, these shoes, open notification, and there they are. And the listing says they've got 20 miles in them, and I was like punching the air. I was like, I cannot believe it. Anyway, I buy the shoe, it arrives, and look at this thing. Look at this thing here. First of all, what I was really excited about was a different colourway. The different colourway, you can see here on the tread, we've got a little bit of compression, just a tiny bit, but otherwise absolutely flawless. I was so happy to find this shoe. Like I say, when you've been waiting as long as I have, which was I reckon 18 months, maybe even longer, waiting for shoes to turn up, I mean, at that point I was just thinking, I don't care what the money is, which sounds a bit ridiculous, but I think as we all know, typically when you've decided upon a shoe as being your favourite, you either can't get hold of them, or if you're very fortunate and you've done it within a sensible time period, they're reduced so you can buy them again. But I think sometimes the larger sizes are quite hard to get in the first place. I found that with the Speedgoat 4s, which I also love, but I found that the Speedgoat 4 wide fit is sold out almost immediately in my size. I do have a pair of them, which I use at the moment, but there's no way of me finding another pair of those. I have looked to see. But I like to buy things often second-hand anyway, just so you know, because like this pair of shoes here, the guy's put 20 miles in them, they don't suit his foot. He's worn them in, he's done that first bit for me, the bit that we all sometimes don't enjoy. It feels a little bit stiff out the box, doesn't it, occasionally? Yeah, so I'm quite happy, and plus of course I'm paying less. Anyway, so I'm saying all of that, I get this shoe, I'm really, really happy, I'm really elated. And I'm thinking to myself, the search is finally over. However, I was still looking, in an ideal world, for a pair of like box fresh. That was my ideal. And then about 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, I get a notification again, and same applies. I'm thinking, oh, here we go. I'll look anyway. I'll take a little look. Don't need to be spending any money. I'll take a little look. And then this is what I find. pair of, for want of a better word, box fresh ATR 5s in the original colourway that I have over there. Just absolutely glorious. I think the person said they walked up and down their garden in it, so there's just the smallest amount of scuffing, but otherwise box fresh. I mean, just again, when I saw that, I thought that's great, because now that means I've got the orange and blue pair that I can use, and I've got that green pair there that, in many respects, I could probably give away or just use a kind of trashy pair. So, of course, my 18-month search has kind of concluded with, in the space of a month, me finding two. One with a small amount of mileage in and one with like nothing in them. And again, I'm just punching the air. I'm so excited. I'm like, yes, it's my favourite shoe. I finally managed to locate it. I can't believe my luck finding, two in quick succession. And then, and this is where as a runner it becomes problematic. And then a pair get listed. I'm not sure what seller platform it was, but it got listed. I'm laying in bed. I said to my partner, you know those shoes? She's like, yes. Because she's been listening to me talk about these shoes for, at this point, years, probably getting quite irritated. I said, I've just bought 2 pairs of them. She's like, yeah, what? Just tell me, get to the point. I said, well, another pair has been listed. And I convinced myself, and I managed to convince her, that I needed these on the strength of one feature. 2 features, in fact. First of all, the colourway. Just love it, because this is the kind of thing you can get away wearing to basically any sort of outing, an event. And you could probably get away with it to something slightly more formal if you're really pushing your luck. We've got the black on black, jet black colourway. And more important than that, I mean, these have got, I think, just under 10k in them. And they are the Gore-Tex version. It's such an easy way to convince yourself, isn't it? I need some Gore-Tex versions in my locker. So there we are. I mean, the ATR 5 I've now got. I've gone from having one absolutely battered pair that have served me so well and produced quite a phenomenal view count on a video of mine, to having, in a very short period of time, 3 more pairs. It's nuts, isn't it? It's absolutely nuts to do that. Really, the more I talk about it, the more I think, what are you doing? But you have to realise that this is a pair of shoes that brings me so much joy. And the cost of those 3 new pairs would probably be the same cost of me buying a pair of Hoka's brand new. So what's your favourite shoe? Have you been stupid and spent loads of money on stuff you don't need to? Let me know in the comments below.